Do you have a child who resists getting things done that they have to do every day? Things like brushing their teeth, getting dressed, putting things away. They know they have to do these things. We know they have to do those things. Yet they stall, they avoid, they argue, they even melt down when they have to do the things that have to get done every single day. And when we remind them that they have to do those tasks, they flip out saying, I know, why are you reminding me? And yet, if we don't remind them, the things don't get done. And let's be honest, this resistance and these reactions can be confusing because your child can focus for hours building a Lego castle or on video games, but they can't manage a 3-minute cleanup. And they know their morning routines and evening routines, but every single morning and evening, they act like it's a surprise. And not only is it confusing, but it's frustrating because it means more work for you. It means you have to follow up after them all the time. It can slow things down. It means you have less time on other things that still have to get done. And sometimes, if you're being honest, it feels like your child is just being difficult on purpose. But if you want things to be different, if you want them to be better, you have to know that most of this resistance is not on purpose. It is not laziness and it is not defiance. Often your child's brain is actually pulling them in the opposite direction of what they have to do, and they're not even aware of this, let alone know how to deal with this. Here's how I want you to think about this. Imagine you are super thirsty, like wake up in the middle of the night, your mouth is incredibly dry, thirsty. Well, the first thing you're going to want to do is get a drink. Your brain is going to urge you to get a drink when you're that thirsty. Well, think of your child's brain as thirsty for water. But what this water is, what their brain is urging them toward, is stimulation. And it's not just because the brain thinks that stimulation would be nice to have. Many of our kids don't have enough dopamine. And just like our brains are going to say, if you don't have enough water, you need to go get water, their brains are going to say, if you don't have enough dopamine, you have to go get dopamine. It's like it's screaming to them, we need dopamine, do something to get dopamine. And it's going to push them in that direction. But everyday tasks like brushing their teeth, getting dressed, cleaning up, they are not water. In fact, they're the opposite of water. They're like sand to their brain. The repetitive nature, the lack of stimulation dries them out more. And their brains are telling them to avoid those tasks because not only are they not giving them what they need, but they're making the situation worse. And when they have to do these tasks, it's like someone saying to them, hey, I know you need water, but please just take sand instead. And they're hearing that over and over and over again. It doesn't just feel unpleasant, it seems unbearable to them. So they resist because that's what their brain is telling them to do. And when they resist, we just remind them more. Did you brush your teeth? Did you put your clothes away? Did you clean up? And we are just trying to be helpful, knowing that they're not doing it without those reminders. But for a child who is trying to avoid the sand and seek water, it is not helpful. All it does is it creates more pressure, and that pressure builds and builds. So they snap. They act out or they shut down, and we're thinking, what the heck is going on? But now you know their brain is trying to protect them to get the thing that it needs and to avoid the thing that makes it worse. Of course, the answer is not to let them avoid these tasks. They have to learn how to do them. But there's a way we can help them get through these tasks. The first thing you want to do is genuinely respect how hard these daily tasks are for them. And the fact that they have to do them day after day doesn't mean that that should be easier for them. It actually makes it harder. The repetitiveness makes it more like sand to them. And we need to respect that as we approach them. You can even ask them at some point, how annoying is it to have to do these things? And even if they can't answer you or don't go into some long explanation of how annoying it is, the fact that you care matters to them. The next thing you could do is teach them how to add a little bit of water to the sand. I used to be an ADHD coach, and I did this with hundreds and hundreds of kids and teens. I worked with them to incorporate engagement and stimulation into the tasks. So if they have to brush their teeth, they can do it standing on one leg. That type of thing builds engagement. Now they have a little bit more stimulation, a little bit more water, a little bit less sand. Or if they have to clean the room, you can show them how to do it in a different voice. So they announce whatever they're picking up, like a princess or like a sports announcer. Or if they have to stay in bed at night, which is another thing that can feel like sand to them, you can ask them specific questions about a story you want to hear in the morning. So maybe you tell them you want to hear a story about a puppy named Billy in the morning who tried to find his owner but got lost 2 times until he finally found that owner. The key is that their brain has something to engage with. And here's the best news about all of this. Once they figure out what helps their brain engage, they can learn how to do this. You are not supposed to come up with all these ideas on your own. In fact, I find the more creative a child is, the better ideas they have that can help them get through these tasks. Now, here's the best news. Once they have these strategies, you can and should expose them more and more to these sand tasks. Now that they understand how their brain works and how to get through these tasks, they will get done more easily. But here's the more important thing, at least from my perspective. Now they have more confidence. They know they can do the things that before seemed so hard and insurmountable. They now know that anytime they can pour water into that sand and make it more digestible, even if it never really tastes good. Now, if this hit home for you, make sure you check out the link below the video with more resources to give your child what they need to feel and act better, and really to give them what they need to do the things that are uncomfortable but need to get done anyway. And of course, subscribe and check out my other videos where I give you other tips for making sure that big emotions and resistance don't control your home.